the Royal Canadian Navy Task Group successfully completed their deployment on Exercise Rim of the Pacific, or RIMPAC 2020. Hosted every 2 years by the United States Navy, Canada has participated in every rendition of RIMPAC since its origin in 1971. This year was no different, despite the exercise being at sea only to address measures surrounding COVID-19.
The big thing that everybody got out of this was exceptional first-class training, which was offered during this 2-week at-sea exercise around Hawaii. The Americans have some of the best live fire ranges in the world, so we were actually able to do gunnery, fire weapon systems in a safe environment. And overall, the crews, both of the ships and the aircraft involved, so both of our helicopters, were able to do the core warfare skills that they're expected to do day in and day out on operations. So that was probably the biggest satisfier we had out of this exercise. I think the most challenging thing we had was COVID-19. And that started from months ago, but really the lead up to RIMPAC itself was all hands on deck evolution of making sure that all the crew members were safe, in that we did a modified quarantine back in Canada, tested all the members to make sure they were COVID free, and then sailing itself. So we had great confidence right at the beginning that everybody was COVID free and that there wouldn't be any sort of disease on board the ship. And thankfully nobody got sick, even as much as a cold. The other aspect, which was probably a bit more challenging, was since this was an at-sea only exercise, we didn't have the normal interaction, face-to-face interaction with other nations, partner nations and our allies. So everything was done remotely. Really, the closest we got to anybody was probably 50 yards when ships were doing refueling at sea. So we got to wave. Obviously, we still got to speak to each other on phones or on chat or that sort of thing, but that was the only aspect we really missed of a face-to-face interaction. And from a CAF perspective itself in Canada, the fact that we get to interact with multiple friends and allies, there were 10 nations involved, 22 ships, 1 submarine. And that speaks to the testament of the strong bonds we have with our friends and allies. And in the event we have to conduct an operation with any of these nations, we've already solidified our relationship, and we can leverage that in the future if required.